Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admin who gave us this translation. The message reads like this: Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? So, my name is Tabo and I work at a bank in Johannesburg. What I am about to confess to you, it is something that has been troubling me for a very long time ago. So it was in the year 2012, my wife and I, we were like struggling financially. Despite having good jobs, the pressure to live up to the expectation, it was just too much. And as for my wife, I can safely say that she is someone that loves things. She just wants to go out on vacations and always eating out. And at that time, I did not have enough money to afford her. So as a man, I then started asking around. This was after she started complaining a lot, like she was like, everyone around you is prospering. And after we had gotten a loan which we were supposed to use in our business, then my wife, what she did was that she said it was far much better that I give her the money. She had this other business that she wanted to do, and I said, you cannot start a business simply because one of your friend is doing that kind of a business. You need to think what you want to do in life. So she started the same business that most of her friends were also doing, but they had a strong financial backup. That is why even though when things were not being profitable in that business, then they would be able to keep on and keep their doors to their shops open. But as for my wife, she just took the money and she dumped it in that business, and we lost each and everything. So I was failing to provide the life my wife deserved, and that was when I heard about a healer in Zim who could help people to make money. So this money we were going to be able to make it through some rituals, and these rituals, I was skeptical about the rituals, but desperation can make you believe anything. I convinced my wife that she had to travel with me to Zim. So when I told her that there were some rituals that we were supposed to perform in Zim, I honestly thought that my wife was going to refuse. Like my wife was a Christian and I was a Christian as well. So I had been living with that guilt ever since I had been told that there was this traditional healer who could assist us. So when I spoke with her, I was like, maybe if I speak with her, through her, maybe the Holy Spirit was going to tell me that this what we were doing, this what I wanted to do, I was not supposed to do that as a Christian. But to my surprise, Brother Nashi, that was when I spoke with my wife, and I saw that she had joy that was written in her eyes. And she was like, when can we leave? When can we leave? And she said, tell me more, as if she was a little child who had heard that there was someone who was going to bring her a cake. And then we drove all the way to Zim with the help of that man who was assisting us. We went to this other village, I have forgotten the place, where there was this powerful healer who was living there. He was said to have made many people rich, and I wanted that for us. When we arrived, the healer was an old man. He was calm, but he had this unsettling presence. He welcomed us warmly, but there was something about his eyes that felt so wrong. So this man, he greeted us and we were talking, but we were using English since there was a communication breakdown. But when we were in the consultation room, he was speaking using his own using his own language, and then there was someone who was now translating, because he said that the ancestor cannot speak to you in English. So then we were told that there was something that was supposed to be given to us, and I don't want to lie to you. What he said, it really terrified me. He told us that for the ritual to work, we were going to be given a child's arm, like a real child's arm, a child that had died. And after this child had died, it was as if these people, they went and then they digged up the grave and then they cut that child to pieces. So the traditional healer was claiming that he still had the body parts that had been taken from a dead body. I thought that maybe this man was joking. He showed me a decaying small limb. The stench of it made my wife to even vomit, and I was paralyzed with fear. The healer assured us that it was a necessary part of the process, and the spirits demanded that we were supposed to do this. My wife looked at me with wide eyes, and in that moment, that was when I realized what I was about to do. I would never be able to live with myself to take this small black plastic bag that in which that small limb was in, and we were supposed to transport it back to our country. I told myself that I could not do that. I knew that it was not just money that I'll be sacrificing, but we will be sacrificing our souls. I declined, but the healer warned me that walking away would anger the spirits. We left immediately, driving back to South Africa. This we did in silence, and we never spoke about it. But that day it still haunts me. I sometimes wonder what would have happened if I had accepted, if I was still going to be with my wife. But Brother Nashi, the story does not end there. If the story had ended there, then I would say that me and my wife, we lived happily ever after, even though I am still poor. But as for my wife, what she did next, it truly terrified me. So when we returned back to South Africa, we were never the same. My woman was never the same woman that she used to be. Yes, she was someone who loved shopping and doing whatever she loved doing. I did not care. But when we returned back, she was someone that had this nasty attitude that she had about her. And whenever I would speak with her, she was always angry. She would go out without even telling me and return back the next morning, until we had a divorce, because I could not keep up with her anymore. After we had our divorce, that was when lockdown came. When the lockdown came, my wife, all of a sudden, it was like she just disappeared, Brother Nashi, from the face of the earth. I spoke with her mom, and her mom said that she did not even know where she was, but her phone was going through. We would be communicating. Then she returned back, and I don't even know how she managed to skip the country during that heavy lockdown. When she returned back, it was, I can say maybe by God's grace, that I got to know that my wife had gone to Zim. I did not even panic when I heard that my ex-wife had gone to Zim, for I knew that she had returned back to that witch doctor. So my child was the one who told me that mommy had gone to Zim. And when she returned back, that was when she started making money. I am saying that right now, my wife, if you see that the way that she blows money, she is going on these different vacations, and she can even pay for her friends when they go on those vacations. And my wife was not someone who could get rich overnight, but now my wife is a multi-millionaire. So I think that when she returned back to Zim, I think that she went ahead with those rituals each and every day. I pray to God that, God, please, let's hope that my wife did not use our children for those rituals. When you post my own story, I want you to tell me so that I can follow through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin. She was the one who gave us this translation. Strange things indeed do happen in this world. Just imagine a small child's arm that they were supposed to be given so that they can use it for the rituals. Now the wife is a multi-millionaire. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.